I don't mind saying I am finding this more difficult than I thought I was going to. And what a climb, I'm absolutely knackered. It's harder than I thought it was, this. I don't think I've got it in us, to be honest. Fairly overestimated the route I've planned. I did have a little nap. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Steve here's Adventures, all about hiking, wild camping and outdoor adventures. I'm back in the Lake District and I'm on my way up Yewbarrow, and that's right next to Westwater. And today I'm going to take off quite a few Wainwrights. I think it's about 7, and it's most of the pillar range bar pillar, and that's because I've done pillar before. So my first Wainwright's going to be Yewbarrow, and then I'm going to head off down a little bit and then back up to Red Pike, and then it's on and upwards to Little Scout Fell, and then it's down to do Steeple and then back up to Little Scout Fell. Then it's along Great Scout Fell to Haycock, and then from Haycock along to Quar Fell. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce that, to be honest. And then I'm coming back on myself, back up to Haycock. Now I can either camp at Haycock or I can carry on to my next Wainwright, which is Seat Salon, and then Middle Fell. But I think I'll either camp at Haycock or Seat Salon. So it should be a good one. The weather's meant to be good, but it's a little bit chilly at the minute. But it is t-shirt weather because I am ascending up a fell. The wind is meant to die down a bit. I have brought the drone, so we should get some good aerial shots. But I'm off up there, and that's Yewbarrow. I've packed quite heavy, although I do have a new tent, a light tent, and it's the Lanshan 2. I fancied a little bit more space, and I fancied checking it out whilst the wind wasn't going to be too bad. I got this tent for doing the multi-day hikes, like the Cumbrian Way and stuff. I'm going to get myself up there. I have parked at a National Trust car park today, and I put a ticket on with my membership. Hopefully in the morning or tomorrow when I come back down, I'll scan my card again and put another ticket, and then that should be okay. You're not really meant to park overnight, but when I got there was camper vans in. I don't think it's going to make much difference. It's a chance you take, I guess. I'd rather not park on the road. Oh, while I sit here and have a little breather, I'm just about to head off up here, and it's the steep bit, just to the top of Yewbarrow. Anyway, I've got plenty of time today. It's about 7 o'clock, and it took 2.5 hours to drive here from where I live, but I set off at about 4:20 in the morning. It was dark when I set off, light when I got here. The advantage of that is I've got plenty of time. I've got all day. I can mosey on up here at any speed I like. I want to enjoy these views because Wasdale is one of the most beautiful valleys in the Lake District. Absolutely stunning. We're not even into the fells yet, and it's beautiful. The sun isn't quite in full beat yet, but it is going to be sunny, and I didn't bring any sunblock. Lucky I've got the hat. Anyway, I'm off up here, up this bit here. halfway up, well, maybe it's 2/3 of the way up Yewbarrow. Wow, it's what a stinking climb that is. There's a little bit of scrambling, but there's two routes. Part way up, you can either go up the scramble or up the grassy bit. I've gone up the scramble. I wish I'd gone up the grassy bit. I'm blown out my arse, but this is where we've come from. Fairly steep. You do make a lot of ground quite quickly. Oh, I'm going to stick here and have a little rest and then head off to the top. This was unexpected. It's raining. I think it's just a little sun shower. I'll hope it is anyway. Anyway, I'm almost at the top of Yewbarrow. The hard bit climb is done and it's just a gentle mosey to the top now. Took it out of the start. The summit of Yewbarrow, absolutely beautiful. The first way and right of today, and you've got 360 views everywhere. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, and I can see just over there is Yewbarrow. Oh, just in front of us you've got Chew.12, and you've got Great Gable, Scarfell Range. Wow, better keep pressing on. I think the rain's gone for today anyway. So now, next up is Red Pike. So I've got to go down a little bit from Yewbarrow and then up to Red Pike. And I think that's most of the climbing done, although there still is Haycock and Scout Fell and stuff. It shouldn't be too bad now. We're up a height. It looks like that rain has stopped now, although I'm going to leave my jacket on for a little while until I'm warmed up, at least until I'm on my way up Red Pike. Well, this is the top of Red Pike. So I came down from Yewbarrow all the way up to Red Pike, and what a climb. I'm absolutely knackered. More than I thought it was going to be, and my pack is heavier than I thought it was. I even brought a lighter tent, but I'm carrying water. 3 litres of water I was carrying. You get a fantastic view from up here. So look at that. There's a canny drop down there. You wouldn't want to fall down there. I wouldn't want to climb up that way either. Fantastic up here. Oh, well, I think I'm going to go at the top of Great Scout Fell, and have some lunch, because that's just over there. Well, you can see quite a bit from here. Yeah, I think it's time for a little spot of lunch once I get to the next way and right. Now I'm going to leave my gear at the top of Little Scout Fell. Just quickly jog down to Steeple and come back up. So I don't fancy carrying my pack down to there and then back up again. By God, what a climb. Oh, well, this is Little scout fell, or scout fell. I did nip down to Steeple without the pack. Knackered. Yeah, we're on our way to Haycock now. And I'm not sure if that's going to be my last one today. I might just chill out up there and put my tent up and chill for the day. And then tackle Seat Talon, I think it's called Seat Talon, and Middlefell tomorrow. I don't mind saying I am finding this more difficult than I thought I was going to. I am goosed. That very steep climb up Yewbarrow really took it out of us. and then Red Pike, I would have loved to have camped on there, but I wanted to get some more Wainwrights in. But I think Haycock might be my last one today, depending on how I feel, because it's quite a drop down from Haycock to go back up to Seat Talon, and this pack just feels like a ball of lead, to be honest. But you get some beautiful views of Ennerdale water. Stunning. Actually, I believe this cairn here is to signify Little Scout Fell summit, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Right, so we're on our way up Haycock now, and I'm absolutely exhausted. So I think I'll probably camp on top of Haycock. Sounds a little bit rude, that, Haycock, but never mind. After Haycock, I could go down and back up to Seat Talon or something. I can't remember what it's called, I can't pronounce it. Anyway, but that is a canny hike. I don't think I've got it in us, to be honest. Tomorrow, I'll see how I feel. My pack will be a lot lighter. It won't have water in. It won't have all my food. I'm going to get to the top of Haycock first, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a chill. I might even have a cup of tea, because it's a little bit early to set a tent up. Or, after my little rest, I might carry on. I've done 4 Wainwrights. This will be the 5th. So, for one trip out, I think that's probably enough, like, to be honest. Talking myself out of it, aren't I? This is the top of Haycock. Oh, and I think this is going to be my last Wainwright for today. And I'm going to pitch the tent up here, I think. I don't know where. It's very rocky. Maybe it's over there somewhere. But there's a little windbreak thing here. I can sit in later if I want to. Obviously can't pitch a tent here. Well, this is really nice. I'm still on Haycock, and I've been here for about an hour. I think this is where I'm going to camp. It's a nice little spot over there. It's still a little bit early though. So I've just been sitting here sunbathing. I've had myself a coffee and a sandwich, and I'm quite chilled. Just behind this little crag, out of the wind. So I think I'm going to decide tomorrow whether I'm going to do Seat Talon and Middlefell, or depending on how I feel, I might just make my way down, mosey on down, past some of these tarns, down this valley and back to the car. But we'll see. And I've just been sunbathing up here, to be honest. I could just sit here for hours. Well, the tent is up. God damn it. It takes some getting used to this Lanshan too. I'm not really used to it. It's definitely a summer tent, or mild weather tent, as far as I'm concerned. I'm impressed with the space and the quality, but the pegs you get with it are absolutely horrific and not worth the salt. I'd definitely be changing them out straight away. It looks quite nice. I think a really strong gust of wind, it'll be away. So the first thing I'll be doing is changing the pegs just to keep it stable in any wind. I don't think it's the tent that's the problem, it's the pegs, the fasten down, and it's awkward to put up. I remember me Lanshan 1 being awkward at first, but I got used to it, so I'm guessing this might be the same. There is a bit more space in it. So let's have a look. You do have 2 vestibules, enough space I guess, but you do have another one on the other side, as you can see. Basically both sides of the tents are mirrored, so depending on which way the wind's blowing or which way you fancy, you can have either door open, inner and outer. Today I'm rocking my insulated foil mat and also the Big Agnes Rapide insulated. I am using a different sleeping bag, it's just a very light summer one. It is down, but I was worried about not being warm enough, so I do have some down trousers, some leggings and an extra top so that I won't be cold. And I do have a down jacket, so I'm not going to be cold. And I'm using the flex tail pillow as always. You've got room for gear on either side. I'm going to sleep fairly comfortable in this tonight, hopefully. Well, it is a tad early and I'm rather exposed here from the summit, so if there's anybody comes up here now, they're probably going to see us. It is a great tent, so it matches the rocks here, so it may not stand out, but it is like triangular, so it's not a natural rock shape. I am hoping that the wind doesn't get up today. It's not meant to, maybe a little bit stronger. Now today's hike fairly overestimated the route I'd planned and how far it is and how high the fells are. I plan to take on 7 Wainwrights. I don't know whether I've got like plantar fasciitis on my left leg, and I take some painkillers to stop it from hurting to get by. However, it's really bothered me today, and I think I also packed too heavy a pack, and the fact I had to carry 2 litres of water, 3 litres of water. So I think I've overestimated what I can do. The first fell, Yewbarrow, was hard going coming up, I don't mind saying, very steep. Once I got there, it was fine getting up to Red Pike. Coming down Red Pike was okay, coming up to Scout Fell. However, it just here is like a brick, just exhausted. My legs hurting. I've took some paracetamol and some ibuprofen to try and ward that up. I might leave the next 2 Wainwrights for another time and make my way down in the morning to back to the car, down this valley. It's all downhill all the way. People need to make sure they've got alternative plans and accept when you're beaten, and I'm beaten today. Like, I've had a really good day and a really nice walk. Anyway, for this tent, I think I'm going to change my trekking poles for lighter ones, some carbon fibre ones I think, so I don't really use trekking poles for walking with, and definitely changing the pegs. I'm having my favourite chicken soup. I've washed the salt off my face with a wet wipe, made us feel a lot better. I take it back, this tent's quite comfy. It is a bit more airy than the Solo, and you don't feel as comfortable as in its abilities, but it is nice. I think it's definitely a good tent for doing through hikes. I do have my reservations to how stable this tent is, how secure you are in it. If the weather was to turn, it's not going to handle real wind, to be honest, not with these pegs that's in it. I definitely think it's a tent for through hikes, long distance, multi-day hikes. It is really nice, more spacious anyway, and light. I'm just going to chill out tonight, I think. I'm hoping it stays clear tonight. Well, I've had a little nap. I feel much better. I must have just been exhausted. Anyway, I'm on the summit of Haycock, and I don't think there's anybody else wandering up here now. It's about 8:30 and the sun is just on its way down, almost touching the horizon. And this windbreak on the top of Haycock is quite substantial. It's got some wooden seats in so you can sit down. Some resourceful person has demolished some fence posts and put them in there. I'm having a little wander about just before the sun goes down. I'm banking on it being cold in the morning and like almost 1 degree or freezing, and the moon is out already, so I think it's going to be like quite a light night as well. All I've got for my tea is some noodles. I don't even feel hungry, to be honest. That chicken filled us up, and I had some cup of soup, and I had some jerky as well, and a protein bar. So I'm not that hungry, really. I'm hoping for a cloud inversion tomorrow, because I think it's going to be sunny in the morning. And if there's any cloud, I think it's going to be colder in the valleys, and it's going to get pushed down. Hopefully, it'll make for good photographs. Anyway, look at this. This looks mint. Little seats in there. It could do with clearing out a little bit, like. It is a nice night. But that was a hard walk. And like I said earlier, I think I underestimated it and overestimated my abilities. At the moment, anyway. I could blame the equipment and say my bag was too heavy. I could blame not feeling very well. But in reality, I think I just bit off too much than I can chew. You should see this valley here. I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's Stockdale or Stockdale Head. It's vast. Do you know what it reminds us of? Haycock Nick. It's got the same sort of sweep. It just hasn't got the cliff edge. If you look just over there, there's the tent. Blends in quite well, actually, the light grey, especially when it's getting dusky as well. It kind of matches the colour of the rocks. So apart from the geometric shape, it blends in quite well. But you get some odd shaped rocks, I guess. So if you look over there, you can see Scarfell, Pike, and Broad Crag, Hill Crag, and Great End. The only one of them I haven't done is Scarfell, the one on the end, the right, and Slight Side, I think it's called. And if you look there, you can see Seatallan and Middle Fell. And there's a little tarn in the middle. I'm not sure what that's called. I'll put the name up if I can find it. But they're the two Wainwrights I think I might miss out. I might have to come back and do them. Right, well, I haven't cooked anything. I've had a couple of hot drinks. I've ate me chicken, me cold chicken. But I haven't cooked me noodles. I'm not going to bother either. I'm not really hungry. I'm pretty tired. And I think it's about time I went to sleep now. And I'll see you in the morning. Bright and early. Good morning. As expected, last night the temperature did plummet, and it was rather cold actually. I wasn't freezing, but I wasn't totally comfortable all the time. I did have to put everything I have on and have my sleeping bag zipped right up. The wind has stayed nice and gentle, and the skies are clear. I think it looks like the cloud was dropping to an inversion. Hopefully once it warms up here, that inversion should be there now. I haven't actually looked. I'm going to have a look in a minute. There is a cloud inversion. Just look at this. Absolutely fantastic. It's freezing cold, like literally freezing cold, but it's still warmer on the summits than it is in the valleys. Until later on, I think those cloud inversions will dissipate fairly sharply. But we've got a lovely sunrise as well. I'm a little bit late. It was just starting when I went up about 4:30 something. It's now about 20 to 6. So it's just fully up now, but it's still got those lovely colours. But look at that cloud inversion. Yes. I've got no coffee left. I drank it all yesterday. Unusual for me. That's because I didn't have a drink. I'm still on my health kick. Doing really well. Anyway, I've got hot chocolate, so that's what I'm going to have. A cup of hot chocolate. And I might have some noodles now, because I've definitely got my hunger back now. by, that's hot. Not too bad. It's not my preference on the morning, but it is still nice. Hot chocolate. It's starting to warm up a little bit now. The sun is proper past the clouds in the distance on the horizon, and it's starting to like warm the land up a bit. So hopefully by the time I'm packing this tent away, it should be nice and warm. I think I caught the sun yesterday, a little bit rosy. That is all my gear in the bag, apart from the tent. Now I'll just have to take this down, which will be really quick and easy, and it's dry. Fantastic, I love a dry tent. Anyway, I'm just looking, and this cloud inversion looks like it's starting to lift. If you look round here, it's starting to lift up, and I'm guessing that's in the valleys starting to lift up as well. So I'm going to slowly take this tent down and get it in the bag. Well, that's the tent away. Really quick to take down, to be honest. So the verdict on the Lanshan 2, well, I think it has its purposes. I didn't think today was the right day to use that kind of tent, or the altitude to use that tent. Maybe in the height of summer, it would be brilliant. Only if you get new trekking poles, lighter. Otherwise, it's no point. You can get lighter proper tents, to be honest. And change the pegs to some longer, more stable pegs, so that it's fattened down better. But inside, it is nice to have a bigger tent. It's not like a full 2-man, it's like 1.5 man, so with 2 vestibules, so you've got plenty of room. And I think that is definitely a plus. And it is a hell of a lot lighter than likes of a Hilleberg or a normal tent. So usually around about, for that price, £150. For that price, normally a tent's a lot heavier than that. Now, if your trekking poles are 250 like mine are each, it makes it 1.5 kilograms, which is only 500 kilograms lighter than a normal bog standard tent, which is easy to put up, more stable. So I don't know, is it a true lightweight, ultralight tent? If you're going to go super lightweight, the Lanshan 1. If you want more room, the Lanshan 2. Anyway, I finished putting all my gear away. It's all in the bag. Just got to take my jacket off. And always remember, leave no trace. I'm heading off down, and I'm going to go through this valley, and it takes us basically more or less back down to where the car park is. There'll be a little bit of a walk along a roadway to get there. I was meant to do 2 more Wainwrights after this, but unfortunately I'm not feeling up to it. And I say again what I said yesterday, I think I overestimated my abilities. However, I will come back and do those 2 Wainwrights. I might make it to 3, because there is another one there. Anyway, this brings it to the end of this video. So if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, drop us a like and a comment, and I will see you on the next one.